Welcome back. We're Chris and Jaime, and this is our Sweet Pup Beau. 2 years ago, we made the leap of moving from our tiny apartment in Miami to our first home in the mountains of Bryson City. This YouTube channel is a chronicling of our journey, and hopefully it inspires you to make that change that you've been craving. Last week, we took a fun research getaway to our first tiny house. If you didn't catch that, definitely check it out. So it's time to get back to work. As we develop our property, we've learned a lot of lessons, and this week is no different. We've run into a surprise delay on our last big house project due to the winter weather. Join us as we figure out our next step, because this definitely changes things.
Hey guys, we just got some news, and after almost 2 years of working on these suites, we are right down to the final stretch. The last thing needed for the permit, certificate, be absolutely legal, is connection to city sewer. And we finally got the NCDOT's approval, got every agreement we needed signed. We got our good friend Rob, who's going to be doing the work for us, ready to go, and lo and behold,
it's snowing.
It's snowing.
Isn't that beautiful? We never get snow. We were so excited about it.
So it's really about the temperature and the fact that, you know, it's the middle of winter, and the asphalt company, you know, producer here in Bryson City, doesn't open during the winter. So now we get to wait until mid-March, another month and a half. And this is exactly how it would happen, because
why wouldn't it?
We've already waited long enough, so another month and a half is just icing on the cake. It's okay, we accept that maybe the universe is telling us to relax, take it easy. We do have some smaller things that some are pertinent to the final permit. They're easy and they're under control, but we're gonna work on getting all of those done. And that way, as soon as middle of March comes along and asphalt starts getting produced again, we can connect to city sewer and get the final permit and officially have our suites ready to go.
Wow. I mean, I feel like if any of you can relate to construction delays, please give us any advice that you have. We totally appreciate it. We will read them.
Motivational quotes as well, really.
That works. This has been such an exercise in patience and resilience and hope. So I'm not too surprised that, of course, when we got everything done, it was almost like, okay, that's, you know, to connect us to city sewer, it actually requires to cut a state road, which is why it was really complicated for us. We had to talk to a lot of people involved, a lot of signatures, a lot of visits, a lot of revisal to plans, engineering, blah, all that stuff. So when we had everything finally ready to go, and like somehow it seemed like even COVID worked in our favor, because the main road that we live on goes to a tourist attraction, the road to nowhere, and to the high school in town. It was like we had the perfect day, the perfect week, everything was fine, and then the weather just wasn't cooperating. It's winter, it's snowing, it's rainy, it's gloomy, and we aren't getting those sunny days that we need for the asphalt and to basically repair the road the same day. It's off season, and I feel like we've been working so hard because we had this deadline in our heads, and I think we're still gonna make it. April 1st is the deadline to have these suites finished on Airbnb. Usually this time is a relaxing time for a lot of the locals here because there's not that many tourists, and it's just a time to chill. It's winter, and I think that the universe is kind of telling us that we get to work and we get to finish this, but we get to chill. So
ain't nothing wrong with chilling.
So we're gonna do that.
Right. That's a Terry Tate quote, office linebacker, if any of you are ever interested. Great YouTube videos. Not sponsored by them.
Obviously.
Anywho, we will show you what it's like to enjoy the winter here, and also our anniversary is coming up, so we'll be celebrating that.
8 years?
8 years and going, baby.
I always forget every time we get closer. That's a long time. I like you. I wouldn't want to have these delays with anyone else.
Me either, baby. Me either.
That's it.
Good wine, good beer, good food. Good night.
To a thrift store we go.
Oh my God, thrifting!
Getting stopped. Great Smoky Mountain Railroad. It's a small town life, for sure.
We stopped waiting for the train. At this rate, the thrift store might actually be closed.
I know.
We'll see.
Wow, we got right at the beginning of it.
I really thought
Whole
this was
thing.
going to be over until like March when it opens back up.
Nope.
I like that it's made with tile work. Check the one back here, behind this. Kind of cool.
Alright, so despite having lived here for 2 years, we've actually not gone to a lot of the thrift stores in town, and I'm looking for a desk because my desk is the couch,
Just don't have a desk.
the living room. First place was kind of some cool things in there, but definitely not as much, not what we're looking for. So we're gonna try the next one and see if we have better luck.
Fingers crossed.
Nice view though. Next stop.
The bargain bin.
Okay, so we're in the kitchen.
Great Smoky Mountain.
Yeah. Alright, and it's like we're in an old house in the mountains. I'm tempted to get one of these little salt shakers. They're so cute.
They're pretty cool. Oh my God. Straight up Twinkies.
Wow.
Cafe Bustelo, Keurig. Weird stuff to have.
Oh my gosh. This vacuum cleaner. Oh my God. It was really cool. It was basically like walking through your grandparents' house, and every room had a bunch of neat stuff. No desk, but the really nice man that worked at the store told us he would keep an eye out for what I'm looking for, which is so sweet because we told him we were locals, and then he gave us a pin, which is, we were actually going to purchase a pin, but then when we said we were locals, he welcomed us and gave us the pin, and I'm excited because I collect pins on my hiking pack, and I got one more.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So after looking through an entire house worth of knickknacks and just everything, all we wanted was a 50-cent pin for Chris's collection on her day pack, and when we went up there, when we went up there and told the nice man that right now all we wanted was a 50-cent pin, he was like, well, you know what, welcome you guys can have the pen. So it was really nice.
Yeah, we're excited. I think the rest of the place is closed at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, after 3 trips to Ace Hardware today, the day kind of slipped through the cracks, and it's 4 o'clock. So at this point,
we're gonna chill at home and have some have a hygge night, some wine.
Hygge night.
We'll take you with us.
Hygge.
A what?
Hygge.
Say it again.
Hygge.
Okay.
It's an adjective. Hygge means it is. Hygge.
We're doing that.
Danish.
Remember who we're making stuff for and who we were and what we would have wanted to see, and I think that that's been missing, at least for me. Like I've been getting, which is still very important, understanding like the analytics, the things that we want to specifically hit on, because strategically for our business this is the kind of searches that we want to appear in.
Right.
And I think now I would like to pepper in as well, like just layer on, okay, like now the inspirational stuff, or like the target that we want to really motivate and inspire to make a change to whatever, you know? You've
been, I think, it's not a better or worse conversation, but I think you've been more on that than I have. Like a lot of times when you do the voiceover, or when you just look at the camera and you speak with people, you have this like sort of inspirational tone, almost like, it's not the same, but you know how yoga instructors speak in a certain way? So you like have that going on. It's very peaceful, and you do have like, you know, inspirational messages, like, you know, about the forest being, you know, whole, and it's just like, you know, here things are simpler, and that's like, you know, exactly the way that we want, or whatever. I don't know, shit that you said at the beginning of the videos.
I journal a lot.
Yeah, a lot of inspiration.
Well, I think you have that too. It's just a matter of committing to talking about it, especially for you, because your brain works more like that. You're like, oh, we're doing that now? Perfect. You've switched on a thing, and now you're going to remind me of it more than I'm going to even remember. Like
100%. This is why these brainstorms are good, at least for me. Like, I'm a rule follower.
No.
But
no.
If you tell me this stuff, you know, it's just like when we committed to like recording more. I was just like, okay, like bringing up the phone, we're fucking recording.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. I think that it's gonna help our videos. So with that, I had a
bid you adieu.
Pens.
Just like in life, sometimes the world is asking you to slow down and simply wait. We've done everything. We have the approval. We're ready to go. And of course, it's winter time, so the asphalt companies.
Yeah, like this is when we decided to be all that we could be.
Right. And it's just like, but you know what? That's how this works. And so it is frustrating at first. And that, you know, it's a good message to be able to like take a step back and be like, you know what? I did whatever it took, and I'm unattached to the results, which are. And on these units that have taken as long as they've taken, I wouldn't be asked to wait slightly longer.
It's a pattern.
Yeah. Hey everybody, I just parked at the Deep Creek parking lot, and I decided that it was a beautiful day to go for a run. You know, it's winter, but every now and then we get these days where at around like the mid-afternoon to late afternoon-ish, you get up to like 55. It's sunny, so figured might as well take advantage since I don't know when I'm gonna get another one of these days. I will let you guys know how the run goes. It's a beautiful place.
Hey friends, so while Jaime is gonna take a run in Deep Creek, I'm actually gonna do some stuff for my book, Embrace That Girl. And it's been a while since I've talked about it, but we did get a couple comments about bringing in more of our day-to-day, and so this is my day-to-day when I'm not working on my day job, or we're not building our suites or having fun and trying to discover what life is here. I'm in promotion mode. My book released at the end of 2020, which seemed like a weird year to let it into the world, but that's what it's been. So today I'm actually going to get interviewed for the Gen 20 podcast, and I'm really stoked. I love their blog. It's content made for millennial women, and I obviously resonate with that as a millennial woman, so I'm really excited to dig into some of these aspects. I'm also a little bit nervous because it's been a while since I've been on a podcast, since my book came out in September of last year, October of last year. It's been a bit since I've done a podcast. So now it's mid-February and it's been some time, so I feel a little nervous, but ultimately I wrote the book, right? So hopefully I know all the answers, and hopefully by the time I share this video, I can link it for you. If nothing else, I will link their blog, which is really cool. So wish me luck. Thank you guys for having me. I'm actually really excited to talk to you guys. When I first graduated, I took I was really responsible. You know, I wanted to major in English and I always knew I wanted to be a writer, but my parents, my dad specifically, told me, like, what are you gonna do with that kind of a career? Like, you're not gonna make any money, you know, you should do something that's more stable. So I went into marketing, did all the things, then got to my career and was doing really well, but it wasn't where I really wanted to be. Like, I definitely always wanted to be in a more creative space, and at the time I was in the account side, which basically meant I was a glorified organizer. Like, I would go between our client and then the creative people, so I wasn't actually getting to do much of the creative work. So I feel like I started to get really unhappy with that. Ultimately, I was like, I'm still creating for other people, and it's not things that I want to create about. I mean, we're talking about like big brands. Like, it wasn't all terrible or anything, but it just wasn't what I wanted to do and the stories that I wanted to tell. I just decided to call myself a writer one day. I actually couldn't believe it was that easy, and then I started to apply to different places, and I ended up getting a column that was for travel, started meeting different people, and little by little got my writing in different places, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna try my hand at writing a book. I wrote my book, and then I ended up moving from Miami to North Carolina, so I dropped the book. I didn't do anything. I felt really guilty and terrible about that. And then the pandemic struck, and I had a lot of time on my hands, so I went back, revised the book, and finally published it at the end of last year. And in a nutshell, that's kind of how I went from marketing to being an author. feel like that went great, and I think I've just made 2 friends. So thank you, Marina and Nicole, for having me on. I'm super excited. Now let's see what else we're gonna do.
Just got back from my run up to Juniwank Falls, back down to the main Deep Creek Trail, and I took that up to to a point where it says no tubing beyond this point, and touched that sign and made it back. My chest is super tight because it's cold out, and it feels weird to run when it's cold out. I don't know, maybe it's just that I'm used to running in Miami after all these years, but it hurts a little bit. It's a beautiful run. So if you're in Bryson City and you want to do a quick run, it's not too steep, beautiful. My radio just turned on, so please ignore the static. Once I finish filming, I can officially connect my iPhone and listen to some jams. Cheers. Hey everyone, we are having a date night tonight. We're coming to, or we're actually in Sylva already. We're right next to this big Sylva mural that everyone likes to take Instagrammable selfies.
They probably think we're selfieing right now.
Yeah, but we're talking to our selfie, which is even weirder. Anyway, try that one more time. We are here to have dinner at Dark Moon, which is the evening version of White Moon, which is a coffee shop. Really cool spot. We'll show you guys what it's like inside, and that's it.
Happy anniversary?
Oh, it's date night because of our anniversary.
Because we've been together for 8 years, and
8 years.
That's why we're coming to this spot specifically. This is our favorite local cocktail and snack spot, and the folks that own it do a really great job. I want to say they moved here from New York. They were there for some time at least.
They were there for some time. It's Don and Cecilia, really cool people, amazing taste for cocktails and food. Really and it's about 20 minutes away from downtown Bryson City, so not too bad.
Close to home, favorite date spot. Happy anniversary, baby.
Happy anniversary.
We're back. It's our 3rd take. You won't see that though. It will be supernatural for you. 8 years. I'm happy that you came on this journey. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to hang out with us even more, subscribe. It super supports us. If you haven't seen our tiny home video, check it out. Do you want to stay in a tiny home? Because we will share the link with you. And next week, we're going to talk about things to do in Bryson City if you're only here for a weekend. So if you want to check that out, stay with us.
That was really professional.
Wasn't it?
You guys don't comment on how professional Chris just was. Shame, quite frankly. And if you do comment, good for you. Give us a thumbs up, as she said. Cheers to all of you guys.
Cheers.
I hope we do get to run into each other one day in Bryson City, because it'd be wonderful to be able to connect with you guys in person. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time here at the Green.
Good night.